Alright guys, so just got this package in the mail, and it's pretty heavy. It feels like it's at least 8 pounds, and that's how many pounds apparently our volcanic rock dust is. So we're gonna cut this open and see if it is. And also, I ordered 300 ladybugs. Don't know if it's enough. They were selling like 1,500, so like maybe I should get that, but it was pretty expensive. They were getting up to $50 just for ladybugs. So I figure if we get 300, they'll breed. We should have like quite a bit of ladybugs. Alright, I don't want to cut this. And then there's something in here which I have no idea how we're supposed to get out. Let's see. Alright. Yep, this is it. It's the lava sand for growing plants. Let's take a look. Improve aeration and porosity in your soil. I hope it's not just that. I hope there's some iron in here. This is the one that M.I. Gardener recommended. I watched this tutorial on growing coffee plants. Yeah, ingredients, just lava sand. And, you know, lava sand is high in iron, as I've been told. And this is pretty crushed stuff, so, whoops. This should mix right in with the soil and be easily, you know, absorbed into the coffee plants. Yeah, so if you look in there, that stuff is fine. There are some larger rocks, but most of it, yeah, there are some large ones. Some clumps. It's pretty good, though. I think this is going to be a real great thing to have in our soil. It just looks like it has iron, which, you know, not all iron actually looks red when it's in the ore form. But, you know, it looks like it's going to be good. So let's go and apply this thing. But before we do that, real quick, we're going to plant some of the pineapples that I've been trying to root in cups for, like, 2 weeks. I've said we were going to get pineapples in between most of the trees for quite a while, so it's about time we plant them. Alright, I've decided to plant 2 of the pineapples. Another one I've got in a large pot. So for, we're not trying to make the soil too rich. Just put some gravel in there. The other one's going to have sand in it. It'll be right there. And we'll just put some potting soil on it. Alright, we got both of them in. And I'd be very surprised if they survived like this. The roots haven't developed too much. Decided to just put them in like this. It's really hot, and they've just come from basically like barely any sun. So we're going to cover up the ground with cardboard, keep it super moist down there, and we're actually going to cover them with plastic chairs because they are not ready for the sun yet. We're going to give up only a short amount every day. Alright, got some banana leaves for this one right here. Cardboard for that one. So we'll just shade them like that, kind of acclimate them so they don't get any like 100% direct sun. They'll get some sun as it sets. We'll keep taking the chairs off more and more until they are used to the sun and they start growing their leaves. I've got this one in a pot here, cut off all the dried leaves, a bunch of them from the other ones too. And we're putting this one in a pot inside. There's like an ant farm also going down there. Don't know. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. But yeah, we've got this one in the pot, and it's gonna go in between the little longan right there and the grape. And I want it to be doing really fantastic. So we have it in here, and we're gonna wait and see how those do before putting it into the soil. Basically, we'll kind of like, we'll just experiment. We'll see, observe how they do, and study what to do for this one in case those two don't work out. Alright, so we're going to apply it on the big one first, but I just wanted to show you on the small one. It has actually started to turn a little bit darker green, at least in the new leaves, but it's still got that yellow marbling kind of thing. So, yeah, we need to apply it for sure on here. The azomite dust, I don't know what it did. It helps it a little bit, just, you know, replenishing all the macronutrients. But we got to put some of this because this coffee is just used to growing in it. And take a look at it before. So you can see it's kind of wilting. It's yellow on a lot of the random leaves. It is making plenty. It is growing a lot, actually. This has, I think it's grown. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because they grow slow. But like, if you look at the base down here, like it's a pretty big base. This thing is like a tree. Alright, so for this guy, we're going to spread it out a little bit, but I want it to go deep. I want it to go, that's scat right there, what the heck. We want it to be kind of down there at the root of But of course, you know, we want to stay away from the actual roots. We don't want to harm them too much. But I'm actually, wow, this is wonderfully porous soil. This is amazing. Just gonna go around the base. We're gonna dig a little trench. And we're just gonna fill this in with the lava rock. And make sure if you're growing coffee, you need lava rock. It needs that crazy supplement of iron. Is very important. You can't do it without it, basically. You can grow coffee indoors, but if you're growing it indoors, still, you need to have this. Coffee is a cool plant. It's not too hard to grow. It can grow like in lots of shade. It doesn't need to have very much sun at all. Alright, so there we go. That's our trench. I don't know how to apply this very well. I'm just gonna kind of pour some around. Oh man, that looks so cool. Pour some around. And all of this work that we're doing on every plant is just to simulate its natural environment. Coffee is used to growing in the iron-rich soils of Hawaii. Or wherever else it grows. That's just how it thrives. And we are not in, like most of our plants, most of the things that we're growing, they did not origin here. They didn't originate here. Most of them are like, this is a completely different climate, soil quality, and just, you know, general weather and how much rain you get and all that stuff. So we're gonna have to simulate it for them by changing the environment around them, which is why we're gonna have to build a greenhouse to preserve humidity in here, and also why I'm covering the soil because it's too hot and dry. So we're gonna be doing a lot more stuff like that on all of these plants. And if you're growing coffee, make sure you water on top of the leaves every once in a while. In fact, I do it most of the time just to give it that extra push of humidity, because you'll see with the leaves right here, they're browning. And then these are even sunburning at the edges where it's getting white. All right, let's do the small one. Here's the small guy. And I'm just gonna, well, it's a little bit smaller. We don't need to dig too deep, but I wanna make sure that the soil gets in it. So I'm just gonna use smack top. Another thing about them, coffee plants, you probably know from me just like saying it over and over again, is, oh man, the soil is much, wow, there's just rocks. They need a confined, trapped soil, which I think is why this plant came with all these little things growing in it. Not only does it help provide ground cover so the soil doesn't heat up, you know, just like grass does. Whoops, sorry, pineapple. It also traps the roots because they're used to growing in tropical rainforests. And if you've ever seen a tropical rainforest, whoops, there's not a lot of just bare space where a plant can just grow all by itself. No, it's got to share with hundreds of other plants, just crawling, fighting, and trying to capture all the rain. So it makes a bunch of humidity and traps the soil. So coffee likes to be trapped, which is why we're growing everything close together, and especially this one. It's got a bunch of plants on it, on its base, and also we got a pineapple right next door there, and a banana right next door there, which is gonna, this guy is gonna love that because that's really gonna trap his roots once that banana starts really growing, and it's gonna give it shade, which is okay, and it is getting sunburned, so I think that's gonna be good for it. It's just a bunch of lava rock in here. I'm gonna save some in case we need an emergency application sometime later on. Just mix that there, cover it up. I'm not gonna water it down. I'm only gonna water this coffee plant the next time it needs water, and just leave it like that. But so, I mean, there's probably more to growing coffee than that, but those are kind of the basic things, kind of the very necessary things you need to do. And if you're wondering how to grow something, really just take a look at how it grows naturally and just try to simulate that if you're ever trying to grow something in a place that it's not used to be growing. All right, let's stash this with our collection of fertilizers and stuff. Man, this thing is really growing. I didn't expect it to grow so fast, and it's just gonna keep going with all the different fertilizers that are needed. Once you start growing trees, once you just start growing, you know, perennials, you gotta start getting stuff like this, because you don't just mend the soil every year in, like I did with all those, like, one-year vegetable crops. If you ever want to grow coffee, go out and check MI Gardener's his tutorial, because it goes a lot more in depth. But this is just my thoughts on how to grow the plant. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.